How's it going, everybody? I'm Matt, a full-time wannabe. And today is a wicked freaking cool day. I just got back from an actual real trial run with my 6x12 cargo camper. What's up, puppy? And it was incredible. I'm not talking about my little overnighters, because that's not really a good test. I mean, it is, because you're close to home and everything, but I wanted a real test. So I went to Florida and went for 2.5 months. And look at this. I am cheesing like never before. I feel invigorated. I feel absolutely stoked. Everything worked perfectly. In fact, better than I thought it was going to. And it's just a short video. And I'm just going to kind of talk about it. And I did have to make one change. And that was the whole purpose of this. Was, I wanted a real test. To actually be living in it, for more than just a weekend. I wanted to live in it. And actually work my business. Do everything. Get my shipping out. Make my meals. Sleep in it, every day. And work out any kind of kinks, that it might have. There were none but one. One kink. And the only kink that I had was my freaking super awesome, I have this click-clack couch. And it's a memory foam, and it folds flat out into a bed. Kind of like a futon does, but it's a couch, actually. And, man, that thing is so comfortable. It is so comfortable. But it took up so much room. It took up all my living room. I mean, even with it folded up into a couch, when I went to make my graphics, I got 34-inch cutters. And the first week, I was, getting my shipments out. I had my cutter hanging out my door, out my side door to the camper. It was the only way it would fit. And I kept stressing. I'm like, oh, please don't rain. Please don't rain. And let me tell you, in the 2.5 months I was there, it only rained twice. And it was just sunny, sunny, sunny. So the couch had to go. And I did a lot of driveway surfing, mooch camping as everyone calls it. And I didn't have to plug in nowhere. I didn't need anybody's Wi-Fi passcode. I didn't need anything. My WeBoost, I had 4 full bars, 5 bars every day. Cloudy, not cloudy, didn't matter. Granted, most of the time I stayed right in St. Petersburg, Florida. I had a central jump spot at my buddies. So then I could go see everybody, off of that and, do little day trips and weekend trips and that kind of stuff. And, I wanted to be somewhere somewhat safe. So if something happened, I was close enough that, I could go, do repairs or do, whatever. So, let me tell you, it was so awesome. So anyways, my buddy, his son, he has his son come over on the weekends, and his son's bed was kind of beat up. The dog kind of got a hold of it and chewed holes all around it and stuff. So it was pretty cool. Let me crash in his backyard basically. I gave him my couch, and I went and replaced it with a folding Coleman cot. And that way, after I was sleeping, I could just fold it up, push it up against the wall, and man, I had my whole trailer wide open. And I took one of my chairs, one of my outside chairs, it's like a big giant round pom-pom chair, whatever you call those things, but it folds right up to like this big. So when I was doing my work, I would fold the bed up against the wall, fold up the chair, put that up against the bed, and I could put 2 cutters, 2 34-inch cutters in there. And I had my stool for my office, so I still had a place to sit while working. And it was awesome. I had so much room, and room for boxes, one Monday, and I shipped over, I had over 50 something boxes. 24-inch boxes, 12-inch boxes, little 6-inch boxes. I had them all over the camper, and still had the room. It was okay, and it wouldn't matter if it would rain or anything. So that was the one and only thing I had trouble with. The second thing, which turned out to not be trouble, actually, you need to break that. I had two things I had trouble with. The second thing that turned not into a problem was my solar. I was running 500 watts. I got the 3 on the roof and the 2 on the side. Well, where my main base was at my buddy George's house, I could only pull in, back in. I had to back in, and it was really tough to get back, get out of it, get all the way to the back. It was really tough, really tricky backing that sucker up into there, because it took, it was tough, and not a whole lot of room. And but two of the panels were always in the shade the whole time. Always in the shade. There's a couple spots that I went, where I was able to get all 500 in the sun, but for the majority, I was running 300 watts, running my cutters, 2 laptops, my printer over there. I ran it all. Never had a problem. Never went below 50%. I mean, there's a couple cloudy days, where I dropped, I got down to like 52%. That was like pretty much my worst. And I have a 55 amp 3-stage charger that you can plug in, to someone's house or anything like that. And I had to do that like 2 times. When it wasn't rain. It was just super cloudy for like 3 days or 4 days, but it never rained. And when I got down to, it took like 2.5 days, and I was down to 52% when I woke up. And I kicked on the generator and I plugged it in. I don't want to, I don't want to pay any, I don't want to, cause him any money. I didn't want to pay anything extra. I didn't want to, cover other people's bills because I was sucking up their electricity. And that crazy thing about that 3-stage charger was, I mean, it literally took 5 minutes. Literally 5 minutes. And I would go from 52%, bam, right to 100%. And then I guess it would kick into like a second stage, which would kind of like equalize stuff. And then the third stage is more like a triple charge. It just keeps it where it's at, keeps it at 100%. And I mean, I literally only had to run my generator for 30 minutes. Because after the 5 minutes, I was at 100%. I could have just unplug it, but I'm like, nah, let's, go through the second stage and let it kind of equalize it and do whatever that does. I don't know what it does. I don't understand it. But, so I'd let it run for 30 minutes. And my China generator, which is super loud, I only had to run for 30 minutes. So it's not like I bothered anybody. It was just like, hey man, just 30 minutes? And we'll call. And, cover your ears. And that was it. And it only uses like a gallon of gas, and it'll run for, frickin' 8 hours. Because, I mean, I'm not running an entire house, so it wouldn't kick down, I mean, it sounded, when I plugged in that charger, it sounded the same as if nothing was plugged into it. And that was it. 2 times. My propane, unbelievable. 3 times it got cold, and I mean cold, like down into the 30s. And yeah, I'm fully insulated and, awesome sleeping gear, but you still feel the, it still gets cold in there, It'd probably be like in a 40, if it was 36 degrees outside, it was probably 45, 47 inside the trailer, which is unbelievably a big difference. I mean, you could feel it when you go in. And when the sun was out and it was beaming 85, you go in the trailer, it was 10 times cooler. Like you go outside, it's like sweat. And you go into the trailer and like, oh, this is awesome. And thank God I went with a white trailer. Thank God. I didn't want a white trailer. I'm like, everybody's got this white stupid trailer, man. I don't want white. I don't want red, something cool, black. silver, anything but white. Thank God I didn't, because that white was incredible. It blocks the sun, keeps it so much cooler. I mean, it's just incredible. But my propane, the 3 times that I had to kick it on, to kick on my stove to warm up the trailer. My propane, I used it for my coffee, and I drank 3-4 cups of instant coffee. So I got to boil my, water every time. And I'd have 3-4 cups of coffee every morning. Yes, I like my instant. And, I'd cook my breakfast. As soon as I get my shipping out, I'd come back and I'd cook up my breakfast, big meal. I got a 3-burner stove. So, hash browns, bacon, eggs, maybe some sausage, whatever. And every day. And then every day I cooked a nice big meal, big dinner. And the 3 times that I had to turn my stove on to heat up the place, I had this, one of my videos I was complaining about all the cheap-ass crap I buy. Well, this super crappy USB chargeable fan, it's like this little tiny thing. I don't even think it'll blow out a match. But man, it worked great as a heater. So I turned my stove on and then dropped the flame down right before it started to flicker. And then I just a tab up so it wouldn't be flickering. And then I took my instant coffee jar and I put it behind, the flame, back a little bit, on the other burner, behind it. And I just kicked that fan on, and man, within 5 minutes, my trailer was like, I'm in, 36-degree weather like this, with my cutoffs, I'm in my shorts, I'm like, no problem, this was awesome. And those 3 times, I fell asleep with the stupid propane light. I left it on all night. And I woke up and I'd be like, oh, it's so hot in here. I'm like, the stove. Now, mind you, I have 2 fire alarm thing. I got a gas detector. I paid like $80 for my gas detector. There's propane, there's all kinds of stuff. It's all digital. There's a lot of money for that. And it never went off, not once. And then, of course, I kept my fantastic fan up above. I kept the vent open when I was, heating it, just to get the, I don't want any propane or, those gases in there. But my alarms never went off. Everything was fine. I woke up hot as hell. I'm like, man, stupid stove I left on all night. So all the cooking, 3 days of leaving it on all night long. My propane lasted 2 months. 2 months. 1 tank. And it's only the 20-pound tank, like a normal, grill tank, no special tank. 2 months. I'm blown away. And then, for the first time, I took all your advice, that of all the videos that I've been watching and stuff, that was like, don't exchange it. Don't waste your money. It's, $25 to exchange it. And what I learned is that they only fill the tank up by federal law 80%. So 20% of the tank isn't even full for that $25. Well, I went to a propane filling station where they fill it for you. And I pulled in, and it cost me $16 to fill it to the rim. And the guy's like, he's the one that told me, by law, 80%, but we're going to fill this sucker to the frickin' rim. I'm like, you are awesome. And I appreciate it. And then I got a car wash while I was there. He's like, want to get a car wash? I'm like, well, man, hell yeah, thanks for hooking me up here, and teaching me a little something, man. Let me, pass it back to you, give me a car wash, we'll wash my truck. So everything worked perfect. My solar panels, that was the other one. I don't know if I finished this part. 2 of my solar panels were always in the shade. So I'm ran everything up to 300 watts the whole time. The whole time. My whole business, everything, up 300 watts. And I was always at 100% by like 9 in the morning if the sun was up. I mean, it was awesome. I mean, the sun was going down for me by 2:30 because there's this massive tree that was right in the way. Right when 2 o'clock hit, that sun was right behind that tree. That was the end of my power. That was it. So, I had I had to make sure I got my work done before noon time, because most of the time I was only running one cutter. It took me a little longer. And then I make sure everything was off up until 2:30ish when the sun would get past that tree. And then that was it. That was it. So I had to go from basically 2:30, 3 o'clock all the way till morning again before I got sun. And that was great. It was fine. I got 8 batteries. Almost 1,000 amp hours. And they're the 6-volt golf cart batteries, the Duracell ones. So they're cheap. Like me, went cheapo, because, well, I'm not cheap, I just, not rich, So I got to, and they don't last as long as you would think. Yeah, they say 1,000 amp hours. I'm doing the math in my head, when my fridge is running. I got a fridge freezer that a winter, it's like a 65 quart or 75 quart, big. It's got separate doors for the freezer and fridge, and you can switch it up, make it all fridge, all freezer, whatever you want. And it kicked on a lot, but it's, technically on the papers it said it only uses 54 amp hours a day. So I'm thinking, math-wise, well, I could probably go, a week with no sun. And that's not true. Or at least with my type of batteries. It says 1,000 amp hours with all, with 8 batteries. 12 volt, and then running them in parallel or series or however that thing goes. But it was, I ran it 6s as 12, and then ran them, to get the amp hours. And the Max fan, the Fantastic fan, that is a power sucker. Let me tell you. The sun had gone down, behind the tree, so I wasn't getting any more power. And I had to, it was hot, it was a hot day, man. It was like 85, 87. So I kicked the fan on, and I left it on for over an hour, not realizing it, and maybe 2 hours. And then the next thing I know, man, I was down to like 62%. Like that. And I got 1,000 hours, 1,000 amp hours of battery. So I'm just like, that doesn't make sense to me. So I'm kind of thinking maybe I should probably split them up. Maybe do 4 batteries and 4 batteries. I'm going to add another 300 watts up there for 800 watts. Now, I still got room on my roof for 300 more watts. And I was thinking of getting another charge controller and an inverter and just running it, a 400, I think it's like 480 amp hours on a 4-pack of batteries, and then another 480 amp hours on another 4-pack of batteries, and just kind of break it up, just have one running strictly the fridge and like my TV, and then have the other one running like my 12 volt stuff, in my business. So I don't know, but the way it's set up right now, I don't have to change anything. Everything was perfect. I did have a breakdown. My freaking truck broke down the day I was supposed to leave. And thank God it broke down, well, it was the day before, that night before. It was all packed. I ran up to Clearwater, Florida. There was a vinyl supply store up there. So awesome and convenient. I flew up there, I loaded up with, $600 worth of graphic, vinyl and stuff like that, transfer tape. And I was coming back, and my truck just shut off. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm leaving in the morning. Oh, come on. And it wouldn't start back up. And I just went through this before I left. And it turns out it was my little relay, my little fuel relay burned out. And I have an Expedition 5.4 liter, the big boy, the Eddie Bauer. And man, what sucks is for forever, your fuel pump is on a fuse. 50 cents, boom, you're done. Well, there's no money in that. So like, we're going to change it to a relay. That's 12 to 20 bucks. Well, no big deal. Here's the extra money, and you can pop it in, pop it out, and you're good to go. Not in my truck. Some genius is like, what we're going to do is we're going to take the fuse box and we're going to cut it in half, split it, and we're going to put the motherboard in there, and we're going to take this relay and we're going to solder it to the motherboard. put all this crap on top of it, the rest of the real fuses. Now, it's an $800 fuse. Are you kidding me? Ford, $800. Even on eBay, they were like $800 for a new one. What? Screw that. Oh, and then they want $400 to replace it because you got like 15 different wiring harnesses all going into this thing. Yeah, YouTube, and there's only 2 bolts. One bolt actually holds the thing in, and then there's another bolt, which is what the power wire goes to the fuse box, which powers up the whole fuse box. So take those 2, and bump, off it comes. Pop off all the different holes in it, and I got a used fuse box for $129. And I got it from right there in North Florida, or not mid-Florida, about Orlando area. There's a shop there, and they had one. And he's like, we'll send it right to you. And it was so simple to put in, because every one of the wiring, all 15 of them, have a different end. So you can't put it into the wrong place. It's impossible. It either fits in, period. That's it. It does or it doesn't. So you can't mess it up. So you just put it all, snap it back in, put the 2 little bolts in, you'll tighten the one bolt, add the power cord to it, tighten that one on, and you're done. Boom, nothing. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm like, well, in a way that's kind of good news, because now I got 2 fuse boxes with relays in it that work. And I'm like, it cannot be my fuel pump, because before I left, about 2 months before I left, I put a brand new fuel pump in it. I was like, why not? Put a brand new fuel, that way that'd be one problem I won't have on the road. It lasted me 4 months. $29 China fuel pump, that's what I get. Being cheap. I bought the crappy one. Junk. So there I am by myself. I'm like, well, let me test to make sure it's getting power. So I got one of those little pen things, but I got the good one. I got like a $30 one. It looks like a big screwdriver that lights up, and it's got a 10-foot power cord to it. So you can get into anything, get to anywhere with it. So, you turn the key, and I touch the wire. There's 4 wires, and it's this little green one, one of the top ones. And I test it, and it's getting power to the pump. Which means I gotta drop my tank now. And it's a 24-gallon tank that was basically half to 3/4 full. So it's heavy, and swooshy. But the good news is I got an Expedition with some, it's got stock tires, but they're huge. But they're just stock. That's how it comes. They're big, meaty-ass tires. So I only jacked my truck up like 3 inches. That was it. Just to give me that little extra room to get up under there. And I unhooked the 2 straps. I put my trailer jack. I got one of the little 3,000-pound bullshit ones from Advance. And so I put a board on it. Nice piece of plywood, maybe a foot wide by 2 feet long. And I balanced it on the jack and jacked it up to the thing. And when I got the straps off, I was just able to lower it down without actually having to unhook the filler tube, the vent tube. There's like another rear tube. There's like 3 rear tubes for something. I have no idea. And nothing to, well, I don't know what they're for. And then I have 2 gas lines towards the front of it. So I just unhooked those 2 gas lines when I went to drop it. And I just kept an eye on, the filler tubes and all that stuff, make sure nothing popped out. Man, I was able to drop to where it literally, the front of the gas tank was hitting the dirt. Scored. Unscrew the fuel pump, the cap. I have a cap thing that's like a giant Pepsi bottle cap, So most of them, they click into a groove, and, you just kind of push down, and that's it. Mine, you got to thread it on, pain in the ass. So I didn't have to drop it, I just pulled that one out, wiggle it around. It was kind of tight, don't get me wrong, and boom, I get it in there, and getting that cap to come back on. I kept wanting to, the bottom threads in the front would grab, and as it grabbed, it'd kick up on the back side, and would never seem to grab those threads. So after, I had the fuel pump, I had the tank drop, the fuel pump out, the new one in, the lines hooked up, or not the lines hooked up, but all in, probably within 25 minutes. That's it. And then I spent 2 hours, 2.5 hours trying to get this stupid ring to come on. And finally, I was just, we got it to like that one little part where it was grabbing the bottom, the one, and the front was just coming off the, popping up. And a rule I've always had, if all else fails, grab a hammer. And so I popped it with the hammer. And I couldn't get it to go on. So I had to go to rule number 2. If that fails, grab a bigger hammer. So I grabbed my 3-pound mallet. And I got it centered on there and pow! And that popped it right down over that lip. And I just screwed it right on. Way to go. And then, you got to kind of hammer it to make sure it's locked in there. And plug the, the gas lines in. Jack that sucker right back up. Boom! Well, you're supposed to, go back and forth with the key to pressurize the lines with the gas. You got to do it like 10 times, it says to do. And I found out why my truck was always smelling like gas. Always smelled like gas. And I thought it was just my filler tube might have had a crack, and I just never, whatever. And it was my fuel pump. Not my fuel pump, my fuel filter. I got this massive canister in there, and it was leaking gas out of there. I guess the hose wasn't completely locked on. It was kind of like loosey-goosey. I'm surprised it never blew off, because that's what it should have done. So it was like kind of like hanging on just enough that it wouldn't blow off, but not enough to keep it from smelling like gas. And so that was an easy fix too. I just popped the things off and put a brand new one in there, and off went the gas smell. Done. And of course my truck started right up, and I backed right up to my trailer, and that kind of put a hinder because I was going to do like a 3-day coming back. It's going to take my time, but now with the coronavirus and all this crap going on, they're shutting everything down in Florida. I'm in Houston, where I live. That's my house. Is in Houston. And they're all like, shutting it down. And of course, my girlfriend, who hates my trailer, who refused to go with me, thank God, it made the trip so much cheaper and easier and less stressful. After 2.5 months, she was complaining. Are you ever coming home? And we got a virus panic, and everything's going bad, everything's going south, and we got no toilet paper, we got nothing. I'm like, I'll be there today. Well, I'll be there tomorrow. She goes, that's impossible. It's 1,100 miles. You're pulling your trailer. I'm like, no. I'll be there tomorrow by 9 o'clock. Promise you. Well, the way I was able to do that was I reorganized my truck, and I put everything in my truck. I didn't carry anything. I left my trailer like I was still camping and living in it. So the only thing, I had to take some stuff down, like my kitchen stuff, put it into a tote, but everything else is nailed to the wall. Ain't nothing going anywhere. And so my trailer probably only weighs like 2,500 pounds, 2,700 maximum. I mean, I know all the weights of the stuff I have in there. My batteries, 8 batteries, that's 400 pounds. My fridge, it's huge, but I can pick it up by myself. I'm not no, Hercules or nothing, but I pick it up no problem by myself. Probably weighs 75 pounds. Then all the rest, all my vinyl supplies, you're probably looking at another 300 pounds, 350 pounds. I mean, the build itself was, 2x2s, and I mean, I usually, for my work table, I use 2x6s and 2x4s because I want to use it as a backup bed too, in case I needed, a third bed in there. Thinking ahead, we had a guest or something like that. But I have tents for them too, mostly. Get out, get in a tent, motherfucker. Excuse me. And Uh, I did 75, 80 miles an hour the whole way home. I freaking flew. Except for on, when you get on, okay, you know, I'm in Houston, and I literally live right off of I-10, like 2 lights down. And so once I got up to I-10, in the Panhandle, hauled butt across the Panhandle, the longest drive ever, next to Texas. And then you got to take I-12 to kind of go around New Orleans. You don't want to keep taking 10 through New Orleans because it'll add like 3 hours to your drive time. So you take 12, and then you got to go over that 29-mile bridge, and that was pretty much the only rough spot, you know, because it was all construction. So you got cement barriers on both sides, and you know, 55-mile speed zone, and the road is like rough as hell, you know. And I happened to catch a bad rainstorm right when I was coming through there, and the only scary part of the drive was that right there, because there's this 18-wheeler that was just blocking all the damn traffic, but you only had inches. There was no breakdown lane. It was just the white line, and then inches from that, no more than 6 inches from that, was a cement barrier on both sides. And I'm like, you know, the cars are like, you know, trying to zip past them, and it's all, you know, all the water's being thrown up by their tires. And I'm like, yeah, if he stays in his lane, I think I can squeeze this. I can do it. I know I can. I mean, truck drivers are pretty good, you know, and he looks like he's pretty, because I've been following him for at least a couple miles, and he wasn't moving any, you know, he was staying right where he was. He was like this far, you know, his trailer, I swear it was like that far from the concrete break. I'm like, I'm doing it. And I freaking punched it. And I'm like, woo. And I'm hauling butt, man, and I'm just like, please don't move. Please stay in your lane. Just stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. I'm looking in my rear view mirrors on both sides. And I'm like this far from his trailer. I'm like this far from the stupid cement barriers. And I'm like, keep it straight. Keep it straight. And I'm yelling at him at the same time, you stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. And once I got past him, I was back up to 75, and I was hauling ass. And then once I hit Texas at the 75-mile-an-hour zone, you know, I was back up to 80 again, because the roads were a little smoother. Not much. But man, I made great time. I was home by like 9:30. And I took 2 naps. Amazing. Little naps, you know. I took like a 15-minute nap. I took like a 30 or 40-minute nap. I didn't make all those stops like I did on the way down. I made a lot of stops. It took me 2 days to get down there. I made a lot of stops. And I was on the hunt for those magnets. You know, for every state I went through, I wanted a magnet for my fridge in there. You know, where my trailer's been. I got Texas, Louisiana, Missouri, Alabama, and Florida. I got 5 states in my trailer now. Freaking stoked. And let me tell you, now that I'm back here, this sucks. I want to leave again. I'm ready to go. I mean, it's nice that I got all this room for my business. That's pretty cool. Don't get me wrong. But I had no problems with my trailer whatsoever. Now I'm back here with all the bills, all this crap. When I was in Florida, after I was there for a month, my girl was like, so, you know, it's been a month, you know, rent's coming up, stuff's coming up, that you're coming back. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not coming back yet. What about the bills? I'm like, what? Don't worry, I got it covered. After I was there about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, my one buddy, one of my best friends, all he does is work. He works nights. So he'd work at night. He gets off at like 10 or 11. And then he, you know, drink till, you know, midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, crash out, and then he wouldn't get up. You know, he'd get up, you know, around 1 o'clock. So it's like, you know, dude, you got to be at work at 2, 2:30, 3 o'clock. And we never got to hang out. So I was like, why don't you, he works at a restaurant, you know, at this big giant seafood restaurant in Terra Verde. What is it? Bob's Crab Shack, or Bob's Seafood and whatever restaurant. And so he got me a job there for like, I didn't want a job. I'm just like, let me do 3 nights part-time. And I'll do whatever you want. You make me dishwash, I'll line cook, I don't care. You know? Why would you know about line cooking? I used to be a line cook when I was 17. I mean, how hard, no offense, but how hard is cooking on a line? It's fucking, it's all the same shit over and 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 over again. So, after one day, I was a master line cook, dude. I was doing lobsters, crabs, snow crabs, legs, you name it. I was even making Marcello from scratch, chicken Marcello, big flaming pot and everything. It was pretty cool. Learned a few things too while I was there, but it was great. And so it's just 3 days. I worked, 6 hours. Those each of the 3 days, 7 hours, I think, one on Friday. I took a Friday, one of their busy days. I had to. And it was $200. So I didn't even take the check. I just took a picture of it, sent it to my girl so she could deposit it in her bank. And she shut right up. And she's getting $200 a week for nothing. Well, it was for bills. It wasn't for nothing. I have to do my part, obviously, Especially since I wasn't coming back home, So I did that for like a month and a half. I think I did it for a month and a half, like 6 weeks. And I just sent her all the checks. And then that way I could, stay gone for another month and a half. And, man, boy, it was so much fun. I'm ready to go again. And, I thought after this trip, my girl would be like, that kind of seems like it would be fun, she hates it. She fucking thinks I'm nuts. I'm not living in a damn tin can. And I'm like, you're not going to live in the tin can. You can actually leave it. You can go outside of it. You don't have to just sit inside 24/7. You cook out of it. You sleep in it. Hey, maybe at night you want to watch a movie or something. Cool. But get the hell out. Go do something. Go travel. Go see the sights. Go visit friends. Go make friends. She doesn't get the concept. And she hates it. So, that's a plus up for me because on my next trip, I don't have to worry about her again. And I saved so much money, And I made thousands of friends on the road. I met so many people, man, they love the camper. They're like, what? You'd be shocked at how many people don't know about the tiny house movement or, how to convert, vans, a lot of people know about the vans, about, the little van. But no one I ever saw or talked to ever thought of a cargo trailer. And I thought everybody knew about that kind of thing. Of course, do a cargo, but screw buying a new, trailer for 30 grand or 26,000 for, something with no room. I paid $4,300 for my trailer, brand new. 6 by 12, which is really a 6 by 14 and a half. And, it cost shit to build. It cost nothing. The bill was simple. The only things that were expensive was a solar setup, $3,500, and my refrigerator. That was $1,000. Oh, and the Wii Boost. That was $600. That's it. Those are my big ticket items. Everything else, the stove, the sink, it's 100 here, 150 there. Even that click-clack couch, I think I only paid like $150 for, $175. Everything was just 100 here, 200 there, or less. It was nothing. And it's built with real wood, real screws. That sucker, I even got real tile on my countertops and backsplash. Real tile. Not one thing cracked. Nothing. And it makes it so much sturdier and stronger because it's all connected. My work table connects the back, makes my garage, houses all my electrical, the front. I used the Vitos for my kitchen. It actually came out a little bit because my doors kicked back a little bit. So I was able to, with a L, the kitchen goes into an L. That's where I put my sink. I got videos of it. I got tons of videos on the build. And, and the best thing, my ice. I never ran out of ice the whole time. Forget real ice with the little trays. Ugh. You get 2 drinks. I drink Tall Boy Jim Beams. If you follow me, you know I love my Tall Boy Jim Beams. Well, that's 1 tray's gone, and second drink, that tray's gone, and guess what? Now I got 2 wet ice trays trying to balance them and not have them fall over. And a 6x12 does do a little shaking, and I didn't have no stabilizers the whole time. I didn't stabilize it. I didn't need to. Put a little wheel chock on it, you know, and that was it. You know, I mean, I didn't jump around and do jumping jacks in there. I mean, it's just me. So stuff didn't, you know, but still, I don't want my ice to fall over. And I came up with that. I made a video of it. I got a never-ending ice. Never-ending. Always cold. And it never melt. It cost me $7. Dollar store. Check it out. I got a video on it. So, yeah. I'm stoked. I'm ready to get the hell out of here now. I've only been back here a week. Not even. Maybe a week. I unloaded the trailer, cleaned it all up. Not that it needed it. It didn't get dirty. I mean, it got a little sandy here and there for places, but I got this little broom thing, man. Every day I just clean that sucker up real quick. Once a week I go around with a little rag, you know, wet a rag, and just kind of dusted stuff down, you know. How's it? Water. I learned a lot about water. I learned a lot on jugs of water. Let me tell you this. I definitely learned about water. You know, how to conserve it better, how to do my dishes without, you know, just turning the thing on full blast. Because, man, you could rip through some water fast. So that was a lesson. These are all things I wanted to test and learn, you know, and figure out, you know, what I'm using, how I'm going to, you know, how can I maintain. I mean, if I could get those panels always into the sun, all 5, you know, and not have it, you know, the sun dip behind some tree at 2 o'clock, man, I'd be even that much better. But yeah, everything was fine. I mean, for the most part, I was always at 90% or higher, you know, once the sun came up, oh, 100%. And then in the mornings, you know, sometimes I'd be down to 60 or 70%. And then a couple times, you know, when it was a couple days of the no sun, I was down to like, the lowest I got was 52%. And that's when I plugged it into a China generator. So, we're on lockdown here in Houston, kinda, you know. I'm still getting my shipments out. I take off, go to the post office, and haul butt back home. And as soon as this thing breaks, I'm out, man. I want to get the heck out of here again. Only this time, I'm going to go west, north. Because, you know, spring's here, summer's coming, so it's going to get warmer, and you don't need to go north, because it gets 90 degrees up, you know, in Michigan, you know, it gets 90 anywhere. You got to go up in elevation, so I want to do the mountains, and, but I'm not sure what mountains, you know, I don't want to pack full of trees, I'm not going to get any sun, because I don't want to be ripping my China generator all the time and scaring half the state off. So I need my sun. So I'm thinking more like a Utah type or maybe even New Mexico type where I can get some elevation. And it's close. I'm in Texas. I could do the Ozarks, but too many trees. I wouldn't get any sun unless I found a field. So, yeah, I just wanted to touch base. I'm stoked. I'm so happy. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go again. My truck ran freaking awesome. Gas now is down. Here in Texas, it's $1.57 a gallon. I fill up my 24-gallon tank. I'm down to a quarter tank. I fill up my whole tank of gas and my 2.5-gallon lawnmower little gas can. $22.75. That's it. Filled it all up. $22.75. And now I got that 2.5-gallon thing, which would run my generator for 16 hours of non-stop super, you know, running. All I need it for is for 30 minutes to charge my stuff up. So, yeah, that's it. I just want to tell you where I've been. I've been MIA for 2.5, 3 months. What a run. I'm Nat. Please like and subscribe my channel. I'm going to do another video and show you the inside of how I kind of changed things up just a tad. So give me a little bit more room for my business. But, oh, man. It's minimal. I didn't really do anything. You know, get rid of that stupid couch. I love that couch. But, yep, I'm Matt, full-time wannabe. Like and subscribe. Love you guys.